mindset. One time for the replay crew. So tonight's topic, I wanted to talk about child support. I wanted to get everybody's opinion on this Anthony Edwards case. I wanted to know, do you feel that he was justified in what he did, being that he had paid the money to X out the child? I don't know if I could say that or not. But being that he gave over money to rid the woman of the child, or was he wrong? I don't know. I think it was pretty classic of a move what he did. How you doing, Queen? So so it's an NBA player. He he had impregnated a woman and he gave her money to rid the baby, and she decided to keep the baby. So what he did, he paid all of his child support in one lump sum. It was $1.08 million. So I figured that would be a pretty good topic, to dive deep into. Pause. But I think I think that move was classic. I know a lot of us men can't really just pay all of that much money up front, but I feel like that was a game changer. So, Zoe, what's up, bro? Do I agree with what he did? Yes and no. Cause just cause he paid the money up front, that doesn't really mean anything. You still have a child that has your DNA walking around or just present on this earth. And the fact that I guess the mother of the child, she must really have pissed him off for him to not even want to be bothered. So I get that part because I just get that part. But I don't know. I think child support was designed just to um keep two people from co-parenting. I feel like it was to keep the woman, you know, depending on the government for assistance, and I feel like it was designed to create resentment, for the man when things don't work out in a certain relationship. So as far as the child support, I'm paying child support as it is. So I do get why he did what he did, but I couldn't just abandon my children like that. I think that's a messed up thing to do as an individual, and I feel like because of that, he will never get any real fulfilling blessings. We said child support is wild, could never be me. Hey, I thought the same thing, but things happen. I made sure I told my kid's mother, I said from the very beginning, I wasn't raised in a split household, but I guess the generational curses came in, all the toxicity, so I had to break it. I have a son. I don't want him to think that it's okay to have to deal with that with a woman that he's dealing with all the toxicity and the domestic violence and things like that. So it just is what it is. How you doing, Phoenix? Welcome to the chat. So to recoup, for people that's just joining, we're talking about the child support system, and we're talking about what Anthony Edwards did with his child, his latest child, I should say. But I really don't agree with the system, and I feel like a lot of times certain things men are not privy to the knowledge of, because I didn't know that child support is an optional thing. I didn't know that, by just not fighting or anything like that. I thought men really had no say so in the matter. I thought it was just oh well, it is what it is. That's what it's gonna be. And so, I find myself caught up in the system, so to speak. But it's cool. I don't like the fact of having to having my paycheck garnished. That I feel like that should be pre-tax instead of post tax and things like that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, even with paying, the child support, at certain points, I'm still asked to do more, and I don't think that's right because I pay 30% or 32 or something like that out of my paycheck, and a lot of times that money is just going to, I call it adult support. So that money will come out, and then my kid's mother, she'll call me and, oh well, da da da, they need this. Listen, I'm doing my part. Like, they should make it where the woman has to work, especially if the kids are school age, not just let her collect and not do anything, and then I get to be the bad guy and all of this other stuff because I can't afford to do above and beyond what is forced for me to do. So I really don't agree with some of that stuff. Who I got over there? Ain't nobody over here. What you talking about, Coach? Um, what's up, Rooted? Tanika, what's up? Coach, I got two children. So I have a 16-year-old daughter and I have a 12-year-old son. So I split from my children's mother in 2017, and and I was immediately put on child support. I wasn't the custody arrangement. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about this. I went and found myself my own place to stay and things like that, and next thing I know, my paychecks were being garnished. So the way that she got me down to the courts, um, in North Carolina, a child can't have a birth certificate or something like that unless the two parents are married or something like that. Then you have to sign a different paper or something like that. So she told me I had to go down to the courthouse and sign papers so my son could get his birth certificate. And then, the rest is history. And that's cool, but it's just people are wicked out here. I wasn't even given a chance. And so once the child support started coming out of my check, I was still doing above and beyond, still getting disrespected, still getting abused, and no, I ain't no punk or nothing like that. I just know that if I put my hands on this woman and she even gets a scratch on her, I'm going to jail. And I had everything to lose. So no, I didn't put my hands back on her. So when I see these video clips where the man is being abused and whatever, and the man calls the cops, like that strikes a nerve in me because like I get why they do that. Yeah, man. In general, can outpower a woman, but it's just like, dang, we can outpower the woman, but I feel like it's better to outsmart them. Can't file for custody, coach. So So with custody and stuff like that, I didn't learn all of this. I was already doing these traveling jobs because I couldn't afford to pay the child support and maintain my house that I have. So I saw the openings for the traveling work. They paid more. They paid per diem and stuff like that. And of course, my children's mother was like, "Yeah, you should do it. You should do it." Of course, she agreed to it. You know why? Because she gets more money. But it is what it is. You know, every life throws you curveballs. You just gotta navigate through everything. And so I don't want to say I'm stuck doing this traveling stuff, but it is what it is. Subject matter BFF will be coming on his channel. Yeah, Coach, I definitely gotta watch some of his content. I'll be so I don't even say I'll be too busy. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna connect with BFF. But with this Anthony Edwards stuff, I do get why he did what he did, and I feel like that was an epic move. It's just weird though. I feel like he could have went for custody, just like y'all are saying. I feel like he could have easily took custody of his child. If he really wanted to be bothered, or if not, he should have made sure that she went and had the procedure done. I'm trying to word this where this will be within community guidelines. He doesn't want her to have custody. Well, maybe he doesn't want to. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And at the end of the day, we everything in life is a decision. So that decision created another life. So in that case, he has sent her the money for the procedure, and it was supposed to had been done, and she never went through with the procedure. So yeah, that's just what it is. Tanika, thank you. Uh, I don't owe you nothing, ladies out top. You got an IOU, but I just feel like the whole system. I don't want to say it's rigged against men. It's just the information is very scarce out here, and and a lot of times, if I a lot of things in life, I sit back and I think like, dang, if I only knew what I knew now, if I knew this back then, I would have been good. But you learn lessons from everything, and maybe hopefully, just even with this channel, I just wanna spread the word to different people. You know, Elena, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. We just talking about the system and things like that. But yeah, even I feel like even if I knew about with these stocks that I do, if I would have knew this maybe 5 or 6 years ago before I came on this road, I would have been cool. I had a job working the evenings already, so I would have been able to do whatever I needed to do during the day. Instead of just moping around and stuff, being lazy. But we live and we learn. Just in this chat, not much really. But yeah, the system just wants to keep homes separated. and I wouldn't be surprised, if this video gets um, taken down or whatever, or flagged, whatever they do on YouTube. But I don't even care. But they try to they make it hard, for a man to even wanna even be bothered. I feel like there should have been some type of hearing. Okay, well, Mr. Elevator, you tell your side of the story. You defending, you plaintiff tell your side of the story, and then come to some type of agreement instead of just automatically, so to speak, throw the book at the man. Like, damn, that's crazy. Did y'all even see how long we was split up? Did y'all see? Did y'all ask what I was doing as far as the children, or no? Oh, she came down and asked for help. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, grant her this judgment. You said, yep. Systems designed to keep black households divided. Exactly, Queen. Coach said I worked in the system and saw how fathers were treated. Right, right. It's pretty bad. And I like Chip. What's good, bro? Salute. See, I like doing these lives because I know, when I make my videos and stuff like that, I know a lot of people tend to, might not really get, the gist of everything, or where I'm coming from, or why I have my certain viewpoints. So I feel like the live is a good way, to just explain my thought process on a lot of stuff, and maybe get some people to feel where I'm coming from. Pause. But yeah, I feel like the system needs to be reevaluated, because now, even if I was to try to go and fight, now I have to possibly miss work, and I can't really afford to do none of that. Yes, Crystal. So the topic was child support, and then also that Anthony Edwards situation. Where he paid his child support up front in one lump sum. But yeah, I feel like, even just in general, it seemed like the crappy mothers get good partners as children's fathers, and vice versa. I feel like we gotta figure out a way and stop the cycle, cause this is really crazy. I think I think the next person I try to involve myself with, I'm gonna have to get some references from her. You know what I'm saying? Or if I find out that she's collected child support, I ain't gonna mess with her, cause that's gonna strike a nerve. And then, if anything happens, then I know that I'm gonna be right on the same bandwagon. I can't have none of that. Coach Green said, any visitation with your kids. So I mean, once their mother really saw that I pulled my energy back from her, and when she tried to start that toxic and arguing and stuff, she don't say nothing, because she know, if she really want to take it there, like, I could take it to court, and I could probably win the custody. She don't keep a job, she don't stay in the house for too long, nothing like that. So I'm not even worried about that. But um my daughter has her own phone and stuff. Only thing they're in the Bronx right now, and with me being so far away, whenever I go and visit that way, all I gotta do is just say, I'm coming to pick them up. I ain't gotta text her. Fuck that. I text my daughter and say, listen, I'm on the way. I'll be there at so and so time. Get your brother and come downstairs or whatever. Come outside. So we just it's just like that. Avoid the drama, avoid the toxic, and just have a carefree life. At least on that end. How are your kids dealing with this? Um, so at first my kids kind of not both of them, but especially my daughter since she's 16, she kind of resented me at first, but kids they see what it is as they grow up. They understand a little bit more. I mean, it's still rough. I know. Um, I'm used to being right there, or well, not right there, but at least right down the street and things like that. But what he said, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Stay in your kid's life. They will eventually understand, and just remember that you always there for them. Oh yeah, that's a fact. Romeus probably said that all wrong, but yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. Because she didn't understand. Oh yeah, yeah. My daughter understands. She knows I love her dearly. Um, but yeah, it's still it's fucked up, and it's just I just wish I knew a different way that I could have handled the situation. Like my daughter's seen me, not me fighting my their mother, but they've seen her like assault me. They've seen her spit on me because she was mad. They've seen her. My daughter seen her hit me in the back of the head with a liquor bottle, and my daughter was still young. My daughter was, I think, 7 or 8. So my daughter actually called the police that time, and it's bad. So at the end of the day, the kids could tell because every other person that their mother has been involved with is always abuse. It's always abuse. So it's not everybody else. It just highly unlikely. It isn't spoken about enough when men are assaulted by their partner. Right, because at the end of the day, that makes a man look weak. And, I have to strongly disagree with that, because the weak man is going to fight the woman back. The weak man is going to, do something that's going to land him in jail. That. So that's just my take on that. But yeah, a lot of men, I guess they feel like it's nobody that is going through the same type of situation. It's nobody that knows where they're coming from, what they've been through, and it's just really not true. He said there are a lot of abusive women out there. Real man won't fight back. He was taught to not strike one. Yeah, exactly. Or even if somebody wasn't taught that, you learn. Right from wrong. You know what striking this person back is gonna end up like. So as people and men, we have to be smarter than the masculine women. It takes a lot of discipline to not hit back. Oh yeah, that's a fact, bro. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't see a lot of this being discussed. And so, we got to change the narrative. On this platform, we have a whole situation here to where we could get the message out. And I'm going to figure some way out that I could get this, you know, more widely seen and talked about and make some type of a safe space. Because yes, a lot of times, who can a man really go and talk to for real? Yeah, they could talk to their homeboys and stuff like that, but 9 times out of 10, is your homeboy gonna be in the same mental space that you are, or is your homeboy gonna tell you, man, I would have knocked that B out. I would have, you know what I'm saying? I would have choke slammed that B. So at what point is your homeboy helping you? I don't feel like it's enough outreaches in the world. Chip said, thank you for sharing great content. Oh, yeah, Chip. Appreciate you, bro. Still listening, just washing dishes. Okay, Coach. I would never hit a woman, but I'll shake the shit out of one. Chris Rock. Hey, only thing with that, you gotta be careful because if she bruise on her arms easily, you still gonna face that same charge. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's easy to say when things are not happening and it's not the heat of the moment. But even if you just bump her and she get a bruise and she wind up calling the police, like as a man you are through, bro. And then what they gonna drop it from assault to a domestic violence? Like that still ain't gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like dang, they gonna hit you with the probation for some ungodly amount of time, and then the probation officer just waiting for you to slip up so they could throw your ass behind bars. Come on, bro. Nah, like it's the system. Someone someone will fight up like a man. Yeah. Don't hit women, but I will have my sis whoop that ass. Yep, yep, yep. What is it? Dylan? Whatever I don't know how to pronounce that. Look like Dylan, but what's up, bro? Ramirez, that's a fact, bro. You did right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Quiet Storm sitting here laughing at me. Nah, now that sound like Draymond Green. Dang, bro. I ain't even mad at it though. I be in other people's lives cutting up. So you got that one, bro. Well, Chip said, thank God I got sisters that got hands and truly letting nothing happen to their brother that's gonna jeopardize my freedom. That's a fact, Chip. Only thing with me, I got a younger sister, but I don't fuck with her. And before everybody jump in the chat, oh, listen, anybody who is disrespectful to me when I only try to help out could go. Everybody could go. You not my mother, you not my kids. Everybody can go. I swear on my life. So with my little sister, very disrespectful. I don't know if it's the youngest child syndrome or what it is, but she feel like she running the world. Like I had let her stay in my house like 1 year, and she just talking big money shit to me, and she not pitching in on none of the bills. She not helping by. Then you talking shit to me in my house? Nah, you gotta go. You gotta go. Let's see. How can I tell if this cute guy at the gym has a crush on me? Whoa, with a name like Dylan, I don't know, but I think you're trolling. Yeah, BFF. So welcome to the chat. But Coach was just telling me about how we need to link up. We need to collab. So I'm definitely going to tap in with you for real, cause Coach said this is your type of content, not trolling, just gay. Okay, you good? Just don't spam the chat. I'm not a homophobe or nothing like that. You know, we just keeping it real cool right here. That's all I ask from you. But you're welcome to stay. Sometimes you had to cut family up too. I did my oldest brother for 6 years, and we just started back talking again. Yeah, yeah. So I haven't I haven't talked to my sister since 2019, and until she comes correct, you know, I can't be bothered. That just is what it is. Like I said, I don't care who it is. Anybody could go. But yeah, the system, man. Sometimes family are just relatives. Facts. Yeah, for real. Like I consider everybody and all you locked in. I consider y'all blood family, bro. Bro and sis, I should say. You know, like that female that I share DNA with. That's just um that's just the title. That don't mean nothing. Oh, okay, okay, Dylan. Appreciate that. So, BFF, what do you think about this situation with Anthony Edwards? You feel like what he did was the right move? What's your thoughts on that? Rudy said, "Are you locked in? We fam." That's a fact. That's a fact. We's all locked in. We's all locked in. Definitely family over here. You see this? Anthony Edwards needs to learn how to wear damn rubber. You right about that. Either that, he need to get snipped or something. Like, what's that? Four? That's four children so far, and all of them was is within like 2 or 3 years apart. That's crazy work. Now, I mean, damn, I know you could pay for them and stuff, but ooh, that's too much right there. I just did content on this today, and this is not confirmed about the child support payout. Oh, okay, okay. Well, he said he's the NBA version of Antonio Cromartie. Yeah, yeah. Now, I mean, yeah, he's just a young man doing what young men do, but he going a little bit too wild in those streets though. Didn't hear about that one. Paid to support all up front. That's wild, but yeah, feel like regardless, he needs to be a father. Yeah, I feel like that too. So in the beginning of this live, I was explaining that I get why he did that, but you still have your bloodline, out here on this earth. So yeah, the financial obligation is now, if this is all true, the financial obligation now should be out the window. But you still have to be a father to this child, like regardless of the mother. Obviously she was good enough to shoot the club up. So either either that or she did a yeah, I heard. Y'all remember that story that the chick took the condom from Drake's trash or something, his hotel room, and she tried to inseminate herself. Y'all heard about that one? Maybe she did that. I don't know. This whole thing crazy though. Once you bring life into this world, it stops being a joke. Yeah, that's a fact. Why is trying to be it's crazy and not trying to be a father. I'm not jacking. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, you know, and as men and some women do it too, but you know, we're not very careful with who we exchange our energy with, and you know, sometimes we don't see the person's true colors, you know, until the aftermath. It's just all a wicked cycle, and you know, change is not going to be a quick process, but you know, we have to just start somewhere. Okay, okay, Dylan. Yeah, yeah. So, so BFF, or anybody else in the chat, I don't, man, get this troll out of here, somebody for me. But Dylan's good. It's this last troll right here. But I don't know anybody knows where this woman lives at, with with Anthony Edwards, the last mother or whatever. But um, you know, it's kind of sketchy with being in different states. You know, as far as the laws and things like that. So I know in North Carolina, every 3 years your income is reviewed as the man or as the person paying the child support, and so every 3 years, depending on your finances, you know, they could keep raising your payments and stuff like that. But even though if all of this is, you know, true and whatever the case, even if he paid it, you know, who's to say that she ain't gonna try to take him back and get more, and then it's gonna be something to where he's gonna have to pay for this child's private schooling, and then you get what I'm saying. So even just doing that up front to not be bothered, it's kind of like might have been pointless. So 1.8 or 1.08, whatever it is, $1 million in over the course of 18 years. I think somebody said it breaks down to $5,000 a month. I mean, I don't know why that would be a problem to pay that. Them NBA players, like even on the low end, they still make what, at least 75,000 a game. You get what I'm saying? So paying 5,000, that shit, that should be light work. Trisha's Closet, how you doing? She filed in California. So so the thing with in California, California is more lenient toward the women. You know what I'm saying? So that brings me to a point of, even remember with Shaquille O'Neal and his ex wife. You know, they were living in Florida, and then when they split up, she moved to California to try to get him for some money. You get what I'm saying? California is supposed to be more lenient toward the women over the men. You know, at least in my observation. I most definitely could be wrong. Lorianne, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So yeah, it's all about money. Dylan said you seem like a nice guy. So Dylan, I mean, oh, I can be a nice guy. I just don't just don't, cause I could be an asshole too. That's the wrong word to use for you, pause. Um, I could be mean guy too. So just chill. But with this thing, no, that might not be the right thing either, Liliana. But dang, what was I saying? With this woman, right? If she really wanted to be financially secure, I feel like there was other ways to do that. If Anthony Edwards is, I'm sure he has connections. He knows people. Wouldn't you think that she, at least if she had some type of a business plan and they were dating or whatever the case, like, okay, let me, hey, could you this and that? I was thinking about doing this and this and this. And if he's spending time with her, you know why would it be a problem? Even if he had to help fund her business and be part owner or something like that. I feel like it's always a way around bringing children into the world just for a payday. Cause now it's just like now this child gets older and okay, well, is daddy gonna take the child fishing? Is daddy gonna hang out with the child? Is daddy gonna show them how to ride a bike? And just because he just paid all the money, he's just going like, oh nah, I ain't got time. I can't. I don't want to. It's just it's pretty whack. BFS said she is older than both her kids' father, and yeah, getting pregnant was by design. I already know. Some of the guys who were in ABC basketball camp for the Tide High School recruits and said Draymond Green and KD were bisexual lovers. Okay, that's very interesting. BFF said that's the new come up. Yeah, it's a weak come up. Especially if what if she really? She probably really didn't even like him. If the first thought was to go ahead and run and put him on papers and stuff. That's a weak move. That's pretty trash. So that's why I was saying earlier, like we gotta start. I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna need some references on some of these women. I need no, not on all of these women. I'm gonna need some references. I'm gonna need to talk to. I don't even want to talk to nobody in her family because they're gonna lie for her. But I'm gonna need to talk to your baby daddies. I'm gonna ask, is your daddy in your life, or was he in your life? What have you learned from your daddy? I'm gonna need to speak to your last three boyfriends. I'm going to need some references. Yeah, Dylan, I have two children. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I have a 12-year-old son. Little baby was 19 when he had a baby with her. Whoa, okay. Oh, so she running around having celebrity babies. Okay, I didn't know that, BFF. Okay, he definitely should have double strapped up on her. Background checks, facts. You feel me, Chip? Word. So yeah, Liliana, I have a 16-year-old daughter. Yep. My next content is going to be on being a girl dad. Okay, okay, yeah. I look mad young. Lillian, stop playing. I I gotta start dyeing my beard like Supreme. Am I from Harlem? No, I'm not. I'm not from Harlem. But I don't know if you know where Westchester County is at. Right outside of where Harlem is at, outside the Bronx. Um, I'm from there. Carfax is on these joints. Hey, that's the whole facts, BFF. You know what I'm saying? Lilian said not dyeing your beard. Yeah, I just might. That's my. Oh, so you rich, rich? Listen, Dylan, nah, bro. I'm definitely not rich. I'm just a regular dude trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's it, bro. Nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, we got to start checking these whole faxes, man. See if there's any discrepancies. Just for men, it's a hair dye. Before Dylan gets excited. yo, yo. We from the same area, bro. Daya Ave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so BFF, I was born and raised in Mount Vernon, so I already know what you're talking about. Yo, Ramirez just killed the game, bro. Oh man, yeah, bro. So I mean, I feel like we gotta have some type of outreach for the men, for the young men, I should say. So being all you locked in, we all got different connections, and you know everybody got different wisdom, I should say. So let's figure something out. Let's set something up to where we could have, like, even if it's a mentorship, with some of the young men or something like that. Uh, we could um, we could have it to where we could point them in the right direction, even if we don't exactly know the answer or something like that. I feel like that would be kind of dope. Start a PAL for dads, exactly, something like that. I think that would be dope. Nah, don't say nothing. I got y'all. Y'all are mine. You gotta stay politically correct before you snitches try to get y'all banned. What Dylan say? What do you do for work? So Dylan, I build small aircraft parts. By small aircrafts, I mean like an airplane that you would see like a regular person on. Not necessarily a private jet, but something like that. That's how you know you from New York. You knew it was PAL. Yeah, I know it was P. Come on, coach, man. I could tell you what it stands for too. I'm gonna get at you, my nonprofit. We go mental use. Okay, bet. That'll work, Chip. For real, for real. Here we go. All right, Dylan. You gotta go, bro. You was out of pocket. Nah, nah. You had the right chat. Still gotta go. Fuck. Yeah, that was inappropriate, bro. I told you not to do no crazy shit like that. Wasn't no goddamn wrong chat. He was trying it. But yeah, I wanted to try to do something to help the young brothers. PAL, Way the Truth, definitely got busy in them tournaments. Oh yeah, man. I used to go to PAL summer camp. Man, that was memories, bro. Yeah, you sure did, coach, but yeah, whatever, it's cool. Can I get him back? No, 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 no. I'm gonna try if I can find his message. Yeah, I mean, let's see if he fucking come back or not. But he cool though. Yeah, he was getting at the troll for us, so we could stay politically correct. But it is what it is. It was a mistake. Yeah, man. This goddamn system is crazy. The system is rigged. PAL chips filling the class. Okay, okay. Timeout works because you still get them watch hours. Oh yeah, that's a fact. I need all of that. Nah, nah, it was a mistake, Romance. It was a mistake, bro. Now listen, bro. I can't if she boot your ass this time, it's gonna be for real. I can't help you. Nah, but coach, he's cool though. He a troll hunter. I think he would like Supreme's channel, for real, for real. He give me that type of vibe. Y'all dead ass good people. Oh yeah, that's a fact, bro. We all family here, man. Not coach being sorry. Supreme would slay that nigga. Pause. Nah. I was just saying as far as like with the content and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Ramirez, coach is a married woman, but yeah. Coach is cool as fuck, but she's a married woman. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And you never know who's watching, so do with that as you may, Ramirez. Family over here and our sisters get busy. Oh man, you ain't lying. Even with that Mr. Skinny dude, I don't know if you heard the story, Chip, but when he found out we peeped his game, he tried to come at me and coach wasn't having none of that. Like I ain't even had to defend myself. Yo, what he said, coach looked like? He said coach looked like what Kong or some shit. Congo. Coach Congo is crazy. His scamming ass. But yeah, you got to crash. Hey, God bless y'all for real to catch y'all live again. From Rhode Island. Okay, okay, remember? Romeus. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Yes, sir. We locked in. Hey, BFF, it's cool. It's cool. She handled that herself. But yeah, BFF, it was It was a dude with hella subscribers who get no views on his videos. I'm gonna digress on that because he taking up too much energy in the chat. Yeah. Okay, we ain't even make it to an hour. Yeah, that whole situation was crazy. Now it's going on. It's going on 2 o'clock for y'all. Going on 1 o'clock here, and we just out here in these YouTube streets. Love the digression. Yeah, that's it. So what's the plans for what's the plan for tomorrow? How many people's going live? I do well with these discussions. Thank you, Coach. I try. I try. I remember that first time I got on the YouTube live when it was actually on Queen's channel. That was my first live. I was so damn nervous. Look at me now. Got another blunt roll. Keep going, roll. Okay, bet. No, I know what time. Okay, so tomorrow is basically gonna be like a free for all. Okay, bet. I'm trying to decide if I wanna go into work tomorrow. I really don't, but these bills gotta get paid. But yeah, official live is Sunday at 6 p.m. Okay, so I guess we house hopping tomorrow. Then that's cool with me. I don't mind. Think I'm gonna go live at 8, doing a food drive later today. Okay, okay. Yeah, coach, a panel would be so fire. We need to do one of those panel lives. That'll be dope. Liliana's going live tomorrow too. Okay, okay. Any updates you like on Instagram? Okay. Don't know what time though. Liliana said Queen's going live late. Okay, okay. I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna try to do a 24-hour live one of these days. That's probably gonna be bananas to try. But shit, I'm with all the shits. Hey, it is what it is, coach. And I said I'll be there. Okay. Have some panels coming up this month. Okay, okay. Gonna need wild guests. Yeah, so even if I was to do that BFF, I would stream that through StreamYard. And just leave the link up there. This way anybody when they come into the live chat or whatever, all they gotta do is click the link. Some people go to sleep live. Crystal, down for the panel pop ups. Right, right, right. You need watch hours. I need watch hours too, damn it.